In a few hours from now, Donald Trump will be sworn in for his second term as the US president. People have begun gathering outside the US Capitol Rotunda building already, where President Donald Trump's inauguration is scheduled to take place. Sanjay Suri is joining us live. Sanjay, it's predicted to be a cold day with temperatures likely to hit -14. So, how are things?
Well, that's not a prediction anymore. It's become an experience. It really is cold, and Trump decided to take a lot of the ceremonies indoors, and I could, for that reason, personally endorse one of his early decisions.
One of the first times since 1985 that this is happening. What are the plans? What's going to happen? Take us through. And have people started gathering already? A few hours to go before the proceedings commence.
You know, this is a big event in the US, certainly big for the Republicans and Trump supporters. And over the last couple of days, we've had tens of thousands of people who've come to Washington, D.C. to witness this event. And however cold it gets, they're here, they're going to be outdoors, there's going to be a parade, they're going to be there for all that they can see and all be there for all that they can join. So there are a lot of people gathering here outside around the Congress. But of course, everything that's going to happen is going to happen within, and it's going to happen very fast, in fact, at historic speed. You might even say breakneck speed, because it's at 12 noon that Trump will be inaugurated. It would be the routine for a president to, after the inauguration, to go for the Senate lunch, then attend an event outside in town, then go to the Oval Office and begin to sign documents. Trump is not waiting that long. Straight after he is inaugurated, he is going to start issuing orders before lunch. And there are indications there could be between 100 and 200 such orders. Comparatively, there were 160 presidential orders through Biden's last term. That's now coming to an end. And Trump is planning more than that on his very first day. In fact, a lot of them within the first few minutes of presidency. So he's really in a rush to send a message that he's impatient to get on with it. The challenge will be to stay in this space through 4 years and to follow up on these decisions to see that they're implemented and not challenged to a point where they cannot be implemented.
Well, Sanjay, it's a cold day. Stay safe and enjoy the proceedings. It's quite historic and landmark that you're present there in D.C. on a day when Donald Trump swears in for the second time as the President of the United States. Thank you for that, Sanjay. Going across straight to former Ambassador to the United States, Taranjit Singh Sandhu. Ambassador Sandhu, namaste. Thank you for your time. Trump is back at the Oval Office. What's in it for India?
So, Anand, wonderful to be with you. Firstly, USA is a very important country. So, whoever is in Oval Office, we have shown history that we can deal and deal very well. Well, in the case of President Trump, he is not new to us. You would recall he was the 45th president, and he undertook a very successful visit to India in February of 2020. And this time around, he is much more experienced. He is better prepared. And you can see it in the fact that he has already nominated a number of people.
Yes.
And in that, the two topmost security team, that is the NSA and the Secretary of State, they have had a relationship with us, and their understanding has been well known to us. So that's one part of him. The second part I would say is that, look, he's a successful businessman. At the end of the day, he cuts a deal. And I definitely recall him in the 1 year which I spent. There were occasions, and that's the second part. And the third part, if I may say, you know, his much touted unpredictability. There is actually a method in that. It's part of his strategy and part of his tactics. I think in the Middle East you can see it just yesterday or day before. So in that sense, it's a known figure, and I think the relationship will further deepen.
Do you see the possibility of a Bharat-US FTA There are also concerns around tariffs. Are we likely to run into rough weather there?
So again, Anand, we need to take a bigger picture, and there will be huge opportunities. I think if you look at any of the areas, whether you look at it in the strategic side, you see the Quad initiatives there. I don't know if you recall, but President Trump, before he bowed out, he actually presented one of the top medals of United States to Prime Minister Modi for his contribution to the relationship. And similarly, if you look at healthcare at that time, during the COVID, you will remember hydroxychloroquine. And on what we call is IT, digital startup, a lot of work was done. Energy. In fact, it'll be important to remember that the LNG relationship between United States and India actually started during President Trump's time.
Right.
And it's gone on more than $10 billion.
Right.
And it has helped us to balance our feed in and get some independence on this. And finally, on education and knowledge partnership. There are, Indian students bring value addition to the United States. And in fact, much is touted, but people have forgotten that during the campaign, President Trump did say that people who have qualifications and who are studying in the United States should be treated differently. So, look, you are right. I mean, there will be challenges. In any democratic relationship, there would be. There were always challenges earlier too. So, trade and tariffs will be one of the areas. But again, as I mentioned right in the beginning, always remember that he's someone you can cut a deal with. And this relationship is much, much deeper.
Well, he addressed the H-1B concerns there, but can we cut a deal with respect to security concerns? The K extremism, Canada's behavior, Bangladesh?
So, I would say that security and strategic side is going to be important for President Trump. And some of the challenges which he's going to face worldwide is on which India has a very clear position. So there would be partnership there. I have no doubt on that. Now, as far as K and other issues are concerned, again, I would put it in perspective. There is a tendency to put them very high in the list.
Yes.
And I would only point to recently the visit of the outgoing NSA. I think he also acknowledged that the relationship between the United States and India, it's much deeper. And in my understanding, this is only part of the process. In fact, if you see the handling of the issue by United States and Canada, that itself speaks for it. So I think this is only going to be a small aspect, and it will be rightfully sorted out. I don't want to speak more on that because it is a judicial process there, and we have a committee here which has given a report, and the people in the government will be much better placed to speak on that.
But the first 100 days we've got to watch out for. So is Trump going to keep us busy?
We will be in good shape, and US-India partnership will go deeper.